And I'm just going to pick up this, and then I'm just going to cover it in a white ink pad. Now, you may have to stamp it a few times to get a really bright white, but because you've got the facility of the Eureka, you know, you can go at it as many times as you like, really. I can see people having so much fun with this stamp, you know, putting, stamping lots out and then colouring. Oh, it's just going to be amazing. You know, batch stamping, gift card, will you be my bridesmaid? So I've done that twice, as you can see. I'm happy with that, completely happy. So I'm just going to dry it off, because what will happen if I don't dry it off is when I come to colour with the white pencil, it will drag the ink, and the ink will, it'll all just bleed into one horrid mess. So always get into the habit of blasting your artwork. So if you are watching on YouTube, if you'd like to share, thumbs up, comment, that would be amazing. You know, I do all my studios based on what people want to see, what people are struggling with. I don't stand here and think for a second I am the best, but if in any fashion I can help you, guide you, make some correct choices, you know, so you can get a better result at home, that is exactly what I'm here for. Sometimes my decisions are not the best decisions, and you can maybe do it better at home, but I am here to help. And I just want everybody to get the absolute most out of products that they've bought from us here at Stamps by Me. It's not all about the sale. I want you to be able to do so many different things and just enjoy it. You spend your money on crafty stuff to enjoy it. So let's enjoy it together. So that is it dry? Yeah, it's dry enough. So I have a white pencil now. That, like I said, this is just out of the tin. But this just going to give you some light and shade in the hair instantly just with a white pencil, okay? So, as you can see from my drawing, the lines are going one way, some are going one way, some are going the other. Follow the lines with your pencil, okay? Don't go in an opposite direction to the pen line, because it won't look right. So let's start with this little wave in the corner of hair where it's pinned back. So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to go in and add some detail. Now when I say feathering, it's a flicky motion, so it's like a quick flick, so you don't have a harsh line. So just go in and flick it out. And we're not aiming, can I just show? We're not aiming for this look, absolutely solid. Can you see how solid that is? We're not aiming for that look. We're looking for gaps between the pencil lines, so it creates definition, accent. It's a suggestion, so people look at it and think that just looks absolutely amazing. So I'm just going to go in and I'm just going to add some flicking to wherever there would be light and shade. So there would be shade underneath the flower, because the flower would sit on the hair and create darkness instantly. So follow the lines, just do a flick. I hope you can see this. Yeah, it's coming across. And then from the root out. Now, it is a good idea to have a really sharp pencil, because you get a better result with the feathering technique. So keep your pencil nice and sharp. So follow the lines. So you can see there from the top of the hair, it looks quite realistic, you know. So let's go in and do these folds in her hair. So again, I'm just going to follow the lines with the flicking motion to create the appearance of a hair being pinned in a weave. So, and then when you've done it, and if you're happy with it, you think, you know what, that looks pretty awesome, I'm pleased with that. If you want to, you can go in and add more detail even with the same pencil. So go over the same area and make it slightly thicker. So say for instance this bit of a hair here, so we want to make this just a little bit brighter, you would really go in and press a little bit harder, but you wouldn't go all the way to the end. So you can see already we've got definition there without even, you know, trying. All I've done is gone over the root bit a little bit harder, but I'm still using the feathering, but I haven't gone down as far as what I did on my first one. So let's do a little bit more here. Can we see that? So you can see there instantly you've got a little bit of light and shade. You know, it is a little bit of card. If you do it and it looks a mess, just get another piece of black card and try again, you know. So we'll just get a bit of darkness in here. So that's the the head of the lady. So let's just do around the where her hair is pinned. So I know there would be a darker shadow under the flower, so we are gonna add that in. You see there that flower has I've created a shadow under the flower, because that is how your hair would fall. And where your weave comes out in different places, you would get a darkness in there. So I'm looking at that and I think, yeah, that looks quite awesome. And this is so easy, but I'm still not happy, and I'll tell you the reason why I'm not happy is you see across here I've got like a line. So I've got the light and shade in there, but that just looks like a solid line and I need to get rid of it. So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to lightly flick it back out, get rid of the line. And then maybe bring this down a little bit. There we go. I'm absolutely happy with that one. So that is just a technique of how to colour hair white. Turn it around, sorry. White, and you know, that is just with a white pencil. If you matte and layered that onto a card, put it in a frame, you know, Mr. and Miss It, whatever, it's just beautiful. I am so pleased with it, and I know the messages I've had from you guys at home, you've absolutely loved it. So well done if you managed to get your hands on it. And that's the first technique, so that's one of 3. So next I'm going to show you how you can get light and shade with coloured pencils, and we're going to stamp it out in black this time. So I'll just pop that to one side. So next piece of cardstock, so this one is black ink on this one. So I'll just make sure my stamp's in the right place. So we'll stamp this one out in black ink this time. So if you're not watching this live, it doesn't matter. You can always catch us on YouTube. The videos stay there forever. You never miss out. So please don't worry about it, you know. And if you've still got any questions, we are still always available. So, you know, don't worry. So I'm just going to do it one more time to make it a bit more defined so you can just see on telly. Get rid of that little mark. So excuse that little mark, but caught a bit of cotton in there or a bit of dust or something, but anyway, it's fine. So again, I'm just going to blast it off with my gun. So I hope you like the new craft bags, something a little bit different. It's the first time we've ever done this type of thing, and there are some other items coming also. So let me know what you think. Let me know what craft bags you've got at home, you know, and if they work and why they work. You know, it's always good to know why they work, why they don't work, you know. And if you are a fan of our Facebook Eureka fan page, you know, if you are lacking inspiration or need some assistance with anything, the DT are in charge of that, and they are there 24/7. They are so helpful. They post all their makes, they post ideas. They're always there to answer any questions if I'm not around, and they've all got their craft bags, so I'm sure they will all be posting pictures soon of what theirs looks like. Fingers crossed they've all kept it tidy and it's not a chaotic mess, but yes, they've all got theirs and they are all over the moon and have said, you know, thank you so much, it is just amazing. So let's get some pencils then. So I'm trying to do different colours with all three techniques. So for this one, we're going to go for brown hair. So you had white hair, which could be perceived as grey hair if you wanted it to. Let's go for brown. So, as I said to you before, and I said this on TV, you need to create an undertone. So when you look at people's hair and the light shines on people's hair, you always get an undertone. It could be an undertone of red, it could be an undertone of ginger, it could be an undertone of blonde, but you need that undertone to create light and shade in hair. So I've just gone with, you could just grab a couple of pencils just to see. So I've just got a piece of scratch paper here, and all I do is I try the colours. So what colour would I like for my undertone? Well, that's quite a nice golden colour. Let's have a look at this one. That one's nice, but that one's quite down. So I think for my undertone we'll go for this golden colour here, and then for light and shade we'll go for the brown on top. Okay, so you can see there. So although be it not from the same colour family, you know, it still creates amazing looking hair. And what we will do while we're on it is we will colour some skin. So again, you need to create an undertone, because if you just colour it in one colour, it will look flat. So again, let's create a golden skin. So we will go for an undertone of this really pale porcelain colour, and then maybe go over it with our orangey colour from the hair to make it look like she's got skin. Everybody needs skin. So we'll go for the hair first, because I know a lot of you are really wanting to know how to get the best out of the hair. So I'll go for the golden pencil first. So with the golden pencil, you need to do the whole hair all over. So quickly go over the whole of the hair all over. So we are not being, sorry, my head is in there. So we're not being too careful, but the whole of the hair needs covering. And this is what's going to give us our instant lift. So, not being too careful because it's actually hidden, but it just gives the suggestion she's got an undertone in her hair. So when I'm doing colouring with pencils, for some reason, I have no idea why, I do circles, unless I'm doing the feathering technique. So I must have just done it as a child and it's just gone from there. So I always find some circles give you a smoother blend. So once I've got it all covered and I'm happy the hair's covered, we can then add some definition. Now, you know, if you've just got a couple of pencils and you just want to colour, that looks beautiful in itself. You do not have to be an artist. I'm not suggesting anybody should be an artist. But if you are wanting to learn and you're wanting to create just a little bit more art feel to your work, then the tips that I give you, you can use them. You don't have to use them, but you know, I honestly feel if you do have a go at doing something, you will actually surprise yourself, because it isn't that hard. Picking up that pencil or a brush, you know, you will actually surprise yourself, and then you'll probably message me and say I picked it up and it was amazing. So, but if it puts a smile on your face, that's all that matters to me. So I'm going to go in with the brown this time, and again, same as I did with the white, I'm going to add suggestion. So you saw with the white one, we just got the pen and added the detail in following the lines I did. Well, you're going to do exactly the same with this brown pencil. So let's start here. So you can do it a light flicking motion as we did with the white. So I'm just following all the lines. You see? So from the root down, following the lines. From underneath the flower out, because that is where there would be a natural shadow. I don't want to get my head in shot, sorry. So all the way around the flowers it would be darker because the shadow, the flowers. So that's what I'm going to put in first, and I'm just creating the feathering technique from the flowers out. But I'm doing this as I did with the white, I'm doing it super light. And then from the top down. So you'll have your light tone there. So already you can see the undertone of the orange coming through there. So let's do it on here as well. In the areas where a hair's clipped. So that's the first layer of feathering with the pencil. So what you need to do now is you need to go back in and press on a little harder, but don't go as far into the hair as you did when you did the first one. So when I go in this time, I'm going to go darker, but I'm not going to go down as far down as I did last time. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go in and I press on a little bit harder, but I'm not going to go in as far as I did before. So you can see there, instant shadow. And then you've got the dark part, the lighter part with the pencil, and then the undertone. You see, so already, can you see the hair here already starting to look amazing? So we'll just do it from here as well. Like so, and then we just go down. You see? So if you get a harsh line, I can see again, I've done it again. I've got that harsh line there, so all I'm going to do is just press on a little bit lighter and just try and get it to take it out, the harsh line out a little bit. There we go, and then I'm just going to press on a little bit under here. There we have it. Do we like? So this is with a pencil. So if you are starting out and you're thinking, yep, that looks cool, I'm going to give that a go. That's amazing for a start. But if you are going to give it a go and it's your first attempt, don't outdo yourself. Start with pencils. It's the easiest way to start. Start with some coloured pencils, some inexpensive pencils. So pop down to your local store, grab a couple of grab a pack of pencils that have, say, I will probably go for about 24, not 12 because there's not enough, but 24, and go from there. If you love it, what will happen is you will naturally fall into the thing that I've fallen into, is where you want to do it in lots of mediums. So watercolour, alcohol markers, watercolour pencils, watercolourers, solid form. Heat embossing, it's mind-boggling. But if you are just starting out and you're thinking, yep, that is something I want to try, that looks amazing, I think I can do that. Yep, try with your pencils first because they're a great way to start. And I wouldn't want you to go and try an alcohol marker, which I'm going to show you next, not be able to do it and then it put you completely off for the rest of your colouring career. So try with pencils first, get some inexpensive pencils, try them and see how you get on. So that's the lady with brown hair, should we say. So we have 2 already, white hair and brown hair. So you can see the difference already just with 2 different techniques. So let's do the same thing again. Just clean the stamp. So the pencils that I'm using are, let's just see. So these are the Prisma colour pencils. Now I've had lots of pencils. Obviously I don't want to name any pencils, that's not very kind, but I found these the best. So I found these, and the best price I got these was on Amazon. So go and check them out. They are very, very creamy. They need sharpening very, very, very often, but they are the best to get blend, to get smoothness. You know, they do them in like a set of 24, 12, I believe. This is the one 132. Now, do I need 132? I don't, but I'm obsessed with colouring, so I have to have everything in every colour, even though I know I'm not going to use it. Just like you guys at home. So Prismacolor Premium, and it actually says smooth, rich colour laydown, and that is so very true. So they're the ones that I'm using, if that's helped. So I'm just going to go on to the next demonstration then. So this time we're going to be doing some Copic colouring, and as I've just said, this is a little bit harder than pencils, but I think all my craft group have probably got the Prismacolor pencils, and they come to craft therapy and play all day long with them, and a lot of my design team. So this time, because I'm using alcohol markers, I'm using the Memento. Okay, so this is Copic Safe. So I'm just going to stamp this one out in this one. So if anybody needs a guide on what ink to use with what pens or what watercolour ink, what pad to use for watercolours and things like that, if you just PM me on Facebook direct, I will gladly message you back with what you need. So I'm using a different coloured ink pad this time. Sorry, not a different colour, different style. So I'm just going to quickly show you how to get some shading with alcohol markers. So if you are a confident colourist, this is amazing. So I'm just going to blast it off. I'm being told that we're quickly running out of time, so I'm just going to quickly go over this one. I'm sorry, I really didn't think it'd take that long, but I think I must have over-talked in the demonstrations, but you know, I am a lover of it. You're probably never going to shut me up when it comes to colouring. So quickly then, I'm just going to show you 2 pens. So as you can see, I've got my light undertone and my dark. So try on a piece of scratch, you'll see the light and then the dark. Okay, so this is going to be a completely different colour. So with Copic markers, they dry quite quickly, the alcohol evaporates, so it isn't a very good idea to cover it all with your first layer because you won't get the blend. I would probably pick areas and then go from there. So with the light one, I'm just going to go over this area here. I'm just going to work on an area at a time. I find that the best. And then with the dark one, I'm just going to add some shading from the flowers up. Sorry if you can see my head. And then the hair down. And it's again the same feathering technique, so you can see the shade in there straight away. So that's that area. So we'll move on to another area. Again, cover with the whole area with your pen. Swap out and put your dark in. You see that? Then another area. And then I would do that with the whole head, but with the same pen. Once this is evaporated, if you go over again with the same pen, you can still get that dark lift in there. So we are running out of time. I'm really sorry, everybody, but I'm sure if you've picked up something today, or an idea of what that was going to look like. So 1 stamp, 3 different concepts. So thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you like my craft bag. I'm going to stand there super proud tomorrow on Thursday on Create and Craft, because I can't wait for everybody to see. It's been in the making for such a long time, and I will see you all tomorrow at 4 o'clock. Have a great evening, everyone. Bye.